Hi everyone, it's Lexi, and today I'm going to be talking about my experience at BAA. To those that are new, welcome, and if not, welcome back. So for those that don't know, last week I went to the city to participate in BAA, which stands for Broadway Artist Alliance. I got to work with a lot of amazing people. I participated in an agent showcase. I met a lot of amazing people while I was there. It was one of the best experiences you could possibly get being a young performer. Now, I know I kept saying in my last video that I'm going to be vlogging my trip. I did not know how busy it would be and how there would be absolutely no time to record anything because of the schedule that I was on. So unfortunately, I do not have a vlog, but I'm going to be sharing what happened and the things that just changed me as an actor as I was there. So without further ado, this is my week in New York City. So day one is the day that we left. It was a Sunday. Our flight was at 7, I believe, which meant we had to get up super early, but I was really excited, so it was 100% worth it. The flight was pretty smooth. I watched Bridesmaids on the Plane, which is one of my favorite movies. When we finally got there, I went to Junior's for lunch, which is one of the most famous, iconic places you can go if you're in New York City. They're known for their cheesecake, which I recommend. So delicious. After that, we checked into our hotel, and then I ended up going to the Museum of Broadway, which I believe just opened maybe a year ago. The Museum of Broadway was easily one of the coolest places I've been. I could have spent hours in there. So last year over the summer, I went to a different intensive called Work with Broadway, and that's where I met some of my closest friends that I still stay in touch with to this day. We text about every day. But four of us happened to be in New York City at the same time on this week. Got to reunite with some of them, which was so much fun. When we went to the Museum of Broadway, my friend Nyla came, and I almost cried when I saw her. Missed her so much, and it was so much fun to walk around there with her. Here's some of the pictures that I took, some of the really cool exhibits and different things they had. Then that night, we ended up going to the Book of Mormon, which was so funny. And everyone in the cast was just, you could tell the energy they had with each other was so good because of the way that they connected on stage, which was one of the coolest things to see as an audience member. It's a great show that if you haven't seen it, you definitely should go see it. So I had a really good day, and then I had to get a good night's sleep for the day after. Now, the first day of the intensive was a lot. It honestly wasn't what I was expecting as how much I would have to give versus the learning aspect of going to class. Whole day, it was pretty much auditions. So I'm gonna walk you guys through it. When we first got there, we did orientation. We got to meet the other people in our group. We met with our advisor, all of the other girls who were all lovely and so talented. So great to meet people who are like-minded and have the same dreams and goals as you do. Doing theater as an extracurricular activity for some people is just like, you know, a hobby, like something they just enjoy doing. When you take it up a notch and you go to these kind of things, everyone there has the same goal as you do. They want to make it as a performer. It really helps you relate a lot and just build really great connections. We got taught a beginner combo and an advanced combo. We got to choose which one we wanted to audition with for our advisor so they could place us in the right dance level. At first, we learned a combo by Sarah Meal. They set it up like a Broadway dance call. So it was very fast-paced, very, switch lines, learn it, get it out of the way. Because being in an environment like that is so helpful so you know what you're getting into when you do go out to these auditions. And that helps you so much. Then after that, we had Clay Rice Thompson come in to teach the advanced combo. It was to Fathoms Below from The Little Mermaid. So we basically just did the people that wanted to do the first combo did it, the people who wanted to do the second combo auditioned with it. We got some really great advice from the person who created BAA. She was very involved the whole time, which was awesome. She's a wonderful person. She basically was just helping us. She gave us a lot of tips on how to not full out improvise, kind of do too much, but to also just stand there and look present in the story. She gave us a lot of great tips on that, which helped me a lot. I think I did pretty good on the combo. So then everyone did the combo, took a break for lunch. I believe that day we had pasta, I'm pretty sure. And then after that, we did our major placement auditions. So how BAA works is that there's 3 majors, singing, acting, and dancing. And you can choose which one that you want to do, but you also can take classes in the others as your electives. So mine was singing. We did our singing placement auditions. We all went up and sang 2 32-bar cuts. I did Carrie from Carrie and Out of My Dreams from Oklahoma. And then our advisor would choose which one that they wanted us to perform and showcase and work on the rest of the week. I remember just being so blown away by the talent of the other people. That room, it was such a sense of like we're here for each other and like lifting each other up, which was honestly just like the most awesome experience. It made me so much less scared to get up there and sing like a normal audition. So after placement auditions, we ended our day with group music rehearsal, and they revealed that our song that we were doing as our group was Some Like It Hot from Some Like It Hot. I was so excited because I was planning on going to see Some Like It Hot that week. I especially loved that there were a lot of jazz harmonies in it, and this past year I've been in a jazz show choir, so I had some good experience with those tight harmonies and the kind of style. I was really excited. I also found out that day that I got a callback for one of the solos in the song. A really great moment because this was like so many people from so many different places. The talent was insane, and they only chose so many people, but it turned out that I got one of the callbacks, which was such a good feeling. Just knowing that like out of so many people, you stood out to someone in your audition. Really happy. And then I went to the hotel and I practiced. We were staying at the Marriott Marquis, by the way. It was obviously an awesome hotel to stay at because it's literally in the middle of Times Square. After that, we went to Ellen's Stardust Diner, which is one of my favorite places there. I love what they do for staff there because it's such a good way to still perform and practice your art. Also are having your side hustle as a waiter. But it combines the two, and they're flexible if you have auditions, stuff like that. I think it's a great option if you need a job and you're a performer and you're auditioning, because you're able to still perform while making money. Those that don't know, Ellen's Stardust Diner, but your waiters sing like on top of the tables. They like just bust out with Broadway songs. So I'll be like eating your burger for dinner, and then you'll like look over and your waiter who just served you your drink is up there singing Defying Gravity, like absolutely nailing it, and you're like, oh my god, that's my waiter. But I had a great time, and then we went back to our hotel and I crashed. I was exhausted and I was really excited for the next day. Okay guys, so I had to take a quick break from filming, but I'm back and now we are going into day 2. This day was our first day of like the actual training with our guest instructors. So it was based kind of by masterclass, lunch, masterclass, and somewhere in there was our group music rehearsal. So first that day, I believe it was rehearsal. And that's when everyone auditioned for the solos. We went back and we learned them. I was doing a duet with my friend Devin, and that's how we met because we had a little part together. But it was fun because I got to showcase my ability to hold a harmony as well as getting a chance to sing a solo part. Now after that, I had my one-on-one coaching, and it was with Sarah Middow, who was my advisor. That's when they told me that they wanted me to do Carrie for Showcase, which I was excited about because I wanted to do it more. I love Golden Age like so much, but out of my dreams, I just felt like I could showcase more with Carrie because I think musicals on Broadway right now are casting belt-to-your roles rather than legit classical musical theater. We did the coaching. She gave me some really great feedback. She told me that I had over-rehearsed because I kind of blocked the song. I was trying to give myself a general idea of, you know, where I want to go for what word, certain acting choices, but she said it looked so scripted that it didn't feel natural or organic. And that, like, when she said that, it made so much sense to me. I was like, oh my god, you're right. Like, that's what I felt I was missing as well. Like, I just didn't know how to like put that into words, and that helped me so much because then during that lesson and throughout the rest of the week, that's exactly what I worked on. Starting advice right there is kind of like what paved my path for the rest of the week on what direction I was heading in with the song. So after my lesson, it was time for the first masterclass, which I was so excited about because it was the lovely lady who is currently playing Anne Boleyn. Her name is Nicole Lambert. I think that masterclass was probably my favorite masterclass out of the whole entire week, and it was the first one, so it was awesome. So she taught us the original choreography from 6, which is also the audition combo, which was really cool. We kind of got to see how we would learn if we were to audition for 6. Learned the combos from Get Down, and we also learned a combo from All You Want to Do. So that was like such an amazing first masterclass to take. Here she is. I'll put the picture right here. Okay, so then after that, we did lunch. We did our afternoon masterclass, and ours was with Kyle Taylor Parker, who played Lola in Kinky Boots. He played one of the parents in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He's done so much, so it was like so awesome to learn from him. He gave us kind of a lot of like tips, like find the golden words in the song that your character knows like is for sure, because that helps how you deliver it. We had a really great time working with him. That night I went and I saw Shucked, which is like one of my favorite shows now. We were like rushing from the intensive to the ticket booth. We like made it with like 2 minutes to spare to the theater before the show started. I went with my mom and my dad, and we had such a good time. We were laughing. The music was so good. The guy who played Gordy, Oh my gosh, he was just awesome. And we met him after at the stage door, and he was just like the sweetest person. Like, he was staying and talking to us and like getting to know us, and like we were asking him questions and stuff, and he was just like the kindest soul. So it was so awesome to meet such a talented and just like kind, genuine person. So not only did we meet him, but we also got to meet a ton of other awesome people at the stage door. I met Gray Henson, who I'm a huge fan of from Mean Girls, and we also met a lot of other people in the cast who the pictures I will put right here. Well, like, everyone in this cast was just like as sweet as can be and like the kindest people, which like makes you enjoy the show like even more when you know how much the actors are there for the audience. So Shucked, I give like 10 out of 10, like 11 out of 10. It was so good. I love it because, so one thing like about me is that I absolutely hate country music. Like, I cannot stand it. Like, if I go somewhere and country music is playing, like, I'll leave. Like, I hate country music. But Shucked was like country music, but like they put a musical theater twist on it, and I absolutely adored every single song. Just like the way it was written and the words and like the rhythms. Like, I absolutely loved it. It was such a good show because there was a storyline. It was a really like simple storyline, but they added things to make it interesting and keep you intrigued. And the jokes, like 20 million dad jokes, they were genuinely funny. So Shucked was an awesome show. If you're like 1,000%, you should go see it. And I went back to my hotel and I rested for the next day. Morning, I did a master class with Joe Lagworth, who was awesome to work with. We worked on improvisation skills, we worked on character development, a lot of fun things. I haven't taken many acting classes as I've done more singing and dance, and I take acting here and there, but it's never really been my primary focus. So being in an acting class and like remembering how much I enjoy it was so much fun. We worked a lot on character response and how it affects the next thing that you say to the character, and the way certain phrases can be changed with tone, and a lot of cool things about that. And we did a lunch. I think it was like pizza that day. That afternoon we did a master class with Heather Parcells, who was lovely. Loved her. She gave great advice to everyone. Now that night I met up with my friends that I had met the previous summer in the intensive. So a group of us went to Gail's Broadway Rose, which was so much fun. They have really good sweet potato fries. I like almost cried when I saw them. I was so excited. It was like so good to see them in person because of how much we just communicate online like the whole entire year. Now after that, we went to go see Sweeney Todd, but we were gonna buy our tickets together. So 2 of us had tickets, 2 of us didn't. So they were sold out. So we didn't think we would get to go, but then this lady came up to us and she was like, oh, like you should wait in the cancellation line. Like, I just canceled my tickets, like that's where they're going. So we waited in the cancellation line. It was like 2 minutes before the show started maybe. And we get in line and they call us up finally. They're like, we have 2 tickets. And it was me, my friend Nyla, and her mom. So me and Nyla were gonna go. She was like, we need $100 in cash and you're sitting on the 3rd row in the orchestra. It was like such a good deal for row C on the floor. Calling my dad like, oh my god, bring cash, please. Like the show starts in 2 minutes and I'm about to get this awesome seat for $100. He came with cash. It was like 80, so he was like 20 short. So he was like, oh shoot. So he ran across to the hotel because it was like right next to our hotel, and he ran there, but then he didn't have his room key. So hopefully it'll be running if I go back soon. I love that show and I love Sondheim so much. Now after that, I just kind of chilled at the hotel. I think I needed it, honestly. So it was probably a good thing I didn't get that ticket because I was exhausted. Now the next day was Thursday. It was another workshop day and it was our final day before showcase. So this day I was like, I've gotten like so much feedback on the song Carrie to the point where it was like all just like running through my head and like I couldn't focus on each thing individually because I just like saw everything as a big picture. So I was like, I cannot workshop this song today. But luckily I brought other songs. So in the morning I got to work with Chrissy Elshmore, who was the original Anya and Anastasia. She was the original Sue and Carrie. So I ended up singing If I Loved You from Carousel, which I was so glad I did because the whole week I heard someone sing a Golden Age song and I was like, I like missed singing it so much, just like hearing other people do it. I was like, I feel like my era where I belong is Golden Age. I need to sing it. And Carousel is like one of my favorite musicals, and Julie Jordan is like dream role. So I was so excited to sing it. Now, Chrissy was the absolute nicest person I had ever met. She was so down to earth and talked to all of us like we were on her level. Not that she was like some Broadway superstar and we were like the students. She treated us like friends. Like, she was sitting on the floor with us and we were talking to her about her baby. Now we did lunch, and then afterwards did our final masterclass with none other than Randy Graff, who is a Tony Award winner. Honestly, I'd say that was like in my top 3 favorite masterclasses just because of the advice we got. After that, I saw my final show, which was Some Like It Hot, which was, I'd probably say that one was my favorite one out of the whole entire week. I could speak forever about Adriana Hicks. Just her stage presence and the quality of her voice is absolutely insane. I was sobbing during Right Out the Storm, and I normally don't cry at musicals, but this, oh my god, just her voice, like, she's from a different planet. Like, I will stand by that forever when I say that. Like, I got to meet her at the stage door, and she was so sweet, she was so kind. And I also got to meet a lot of other people in the cast, which was so much fun. Some Like It Hot is such a good musical. It's one of those that you need to see at least once. I could go like 50 more times. The dancing was so incredible too, and the singing, everything about it was just so like typical musical theater, to where like everything about it was just so like musical theater between the style of dancing and singing and tap numbers. It was just amazing. The next day was Friday, which was showcase day. Did some warm-ups, we kept rehearsing, and then finally it was time for the showcase. So how it worked is there were 3 different rooms of 3 different panels. So there was about 7 to 10 people in each room watching the different performances. So we would do Some Like It Hot in one room, then we go to the next room and do it, then the next room. Before our solos, we only did in one room, so only in front of one panel. We basically all just went in a row and we slated, and then we just sang our song. I was just like so happy the whole time hearing how far everyone has come, like, since placements with their song, and everyone just came so far. It was such an awesome day. So when it was time for me to go, I did Carrie. They gave me some pretty good feedback. They also told me if I do a song like Carrie, make sure I have a contrasting song that's a little more, you know, like straightforward, not as big and dramatic, which was a good note to hear too, because I know if I ever go in with that song, I'll also bring the other one. But the showcase was so much fun. Everyone looked so pretty in their outfits. It was just such a good like final send-off before we left. That night I went with my family to Yale's Broadway Rose, and it was awesome. I met Molly, which I was so happy about, praying that she would be there, and she was so kind, and she took a picture with me, so sweet, and she gave me a hug, and like, oh my goodness, she was just such a great person. But yeah, then after that we went back to the hotel and we slept, and the next day I went to one of the theater shops in the Broadway bookstore. They had a Heathers poster and I had to get it because it's my favorite musical. And yeah, then we flew home. I was sad. I was like, I miss it so much. Nonetheless, it was just such an inspiring trip to show me like I can be where these other people are. I just need to like put in the work. Like, I've been applying for so many different things in agencies and certain representation after being there, because now I feel like I can, and like I have the resources to do it. I mean, you're so close to it when you're there. It's just, you're back in Jacksonville. Now everything is virtual and there's so many great ways to contact people in New York. So I feel like I kind of brought a piece of New York back with me to Florida. Anyways, that is it for the trip. I had so much fun. If you were looking at intensives to do, I 1000% recommend BAA. It's so professional. You get treated like equals as to your guest artists. If you have any questions about it, leave it down below. I will be happy to answer them. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.